stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. Couple minutes on the score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of start, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Welcome to Sunday Afternoon Hoops on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. It's double bubble today as Cheshire take on Surrey at 6 p.m. But before that, stay tuned for Manchester against London. The Lions roared in Europe midweek, defeating Besiktas of the Turkish League. And they've also defeated the Manchester Giants twice this season already. So hoping for a tight game this time round is Dan Routledge alongside Queen Azania Stewart.
We certainly are, Jeanette. Yes, thank you very much. Welcome to Manchester, the London Lions in town. If the Giants are going to pull off the upset, they want to come in with confidence. They tick that box on Friday with a come-from-behind win against Bristol, Azania.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a big part. But, you know, they always give that big energy to start the game. Do they have enough gas in the tank to beat the London Lions? I'm not sure about that.
Well, we will find out. Let's have a look at the starting five. They go with the same starting five that did beat Bristol, which means that the... William Lee is straight into the starting lineup. Nick Lewis in the backcourt. This is the London Lions lineup. Josh Sharma returns for them, an important piece in the middle for them. Well, one guy you wanted to have a look at, Zania, returning from injury for the Manchester Giants. We haven't seen much of him this year, but William Lee made a big impact on Friday night.
Yeah, huge. 19 points, 5 rebounds in that win versus Bristol, 74-68. He's had a few injuries, so it's lovely to see him back, and he's playing very well.
He's such an important part of what they do. At the other end of the floor, well, there's so many great players to pick out. Dante Grantham having a really good season.
Yeah, I wanted to pick him out because he's such a glue player. He either comes off the bench or is a starter. Definitely a great piece for Coach Bozic. Had 11 points, actually is points per game, 11.8, there you go. And rebounds, 6 per game. He's playing very well, and I'm enjoying his style of play also.
Well, same here. And Manchester Giants had their troubles this year, but Friday was a good night for them, getting that win on the road against Bristol, coming from behind in the fourth quarter to do that. Can Coach Simonian take down Coach Bozic? Find out right after this break. Welcome back to Manchester. This is the 5 that will go for the Giants, looking to build on that victory on Friday night. They had a 29-2 run from late in the third to late in the fourth, and that saw them over the line. Kate Unsworth, Marion Dodds, Magowski, and Nick Massey are 3 officials for today's game, and it's referee Unsworth who will have the job of throwing it high, because both these guys can get up for the opening tip. And we are underway. It's the London Lions who get the first possession of the game with Jordan Taylor. Sharma looking for some options, gives it back to Taylor. Deflected out of bounds by Anderson, getting his hands in the passing lane as he so often does. He's a little frustrated he didn't steal it away. 6 on the shot clock. It's into Morgan, mid-range, mid-range for him, I guess, the way he shoots the ball. The 3-point shot is off the mark and out of bounds.
Well, good possession, I guess, for Manchester, not conceiving the first basket. And I just want to see Manchester make sure they play solid defense. Don't let Matt Morgan get any open looks, as he is the leading scorer of the league.
Well, with William Lee back in the lineup, that certainly takes away a lot at the rim that could possibly be there. Lewis fires up and tipped in. No, not quite. Oh, he's missed the dunk as well, Robertson. He thought he was fouled, but the referee was happy. Here's Sharma, and he's able to convert.
So happy to have Josh Sharma back for the London Lions. Such a big part, and also just gives help to Gabe Olasheni as a backup.
Well, Lee firing up the 3. Sharma's been involved in the action here in the opening minute. Here's Sharma, top of the key. Knocked away again by Anderson, but Lions still have it. Not anymore. Giants come away with it through Harris. Harris with the pull-up. And it's a bit scrappy here, the opening minute or two. Morgan left wide open. He can't knock it down an open shot.
Yeah.
What's going on out there, Azania?
It's the little man on the rim, knocking off all the shots. But like, that's way too easy for Matt Morgan. You're not going to see many of those. He's going to miss. But wide open, have to match up in transition defense.
Anderson, top of the key. His shot is uncharacteristically short, and that pinballs its way out off Jordan Taylor. Shall we start again?
Yeah.
Shall we get a mulligan for the first 2 minutes?
It would be like that sometimes. Maybe Sunday, a little sluggish, early game. And obviously
Did they have a Sunday roast beforehand? They're just trying to
I could do
work
with a
it
Sunday
off.
roast, to be honest, Dan.
Well, you're a bit busy for the next few hours, Azania, for that. Might be able to stretch to a Kit Kat. Here comes the London Lions. Morgan again left wide open, and this time he does punish them.
I told you, he's not going to miss many of those, and that is just, there's no way Matt Morgan is not the top of your scouting list. Manchester let him get 2 open shots.
Earlier in the season, it was a bit of a problem. That's what Sharma does, changes shots. I suppose there was a bit of a problem for Manchester, taking teams out of their comfort zone. But we have got some of the best shot blockers in the league out there now, with Sharma back and Lee back. Robertson's not averse to blocking a shot, but there's a guy that's a layup, basically.
Yeah, wide open, nobody running him off the line.
Well, Taylor's just too strong there through the key. He's going to get a delay of game warning there for throwing the ball away. You're not allowed to touch the ball once you've scored if you're the offensive team. Even if it falls to you, as it did on that occasion, you're certainly not allowed to throw it to the referee. And
Rude,
if you do, it is, yeah.
It's not good basketball etiquette.
If you do it twice, the second one will be a technical.
Yeah.
Anderson around the high screen. Manchester still looking for their first score. Pressure on Lee. Can't convert. Sharma cleaning up the rebound. That's going to be a foul to stop Morgan getting to the basket, and that's one thing we know he does very well. He's got such a turn of pace, Matt Morgan.
Oh, he loves that right side. Oh, look at London Lions in the grey polos. Okay. But here it is, especially when he gets that first step, is so quick, has that hesitation, can get to the rim anytime. So you've got to foul him to slow him down.
Well, not the start that he will have wanted. Coach Bozic, I was about to say looking relatively calm, but he always looks relatively calm. Can't see the difference in the scoreboard in his demeanour, that's for certain. As Devontae Grantham, you teed him up at the start of the show, knocks down a three.
Yeah, wide open in the corner, especially when he has his feet set. Beautiful.
Well, the first 10 points have gone the way of London. Manchester 0 for 8 from the floor. Lewis kicks it out to Harris. Harris forced out wide, and that one finally drops in for Manchester.
Definitely needed.
Well, it's not a team you really want to chase, and they're down double figures here inside 4 minutes.
Quick. Beautiful. That screen from Sharma just set him up.
Lewis kicks to the corner. Anderson to reply with 3 of his own, and Manchester a little bit of rhythm. It's taken them 4 minutes, but they've finally got a bit of offense going. Well, Anderson is a very, very good corner three-point shooter.
And having a really good season for me. I've really enjoyed him taking a bigger role, especially offensively. He prides himself on the defensive end, but playing very well. And do you want to hear something? Space Jam is what inspired Jamal Anderson to play basketball.
Well, that sort of ages him a little bit, doesn't it?
Don't tell
But he is one of the hardest working guys you could ever wish to see. He's always the first guy in the gym and working on his shot. Somebody's got a cut, which is why there was a delay in the game, and I think some of that blood has made its way onto the ball, which is why it's being inspected and cleaned.
Might have been Jordan Taylor. Saw him earlier, kind of looking at his hand. He's that was his earlier. He's been working a double shift. He was in the studio for the Sky game on Friday.
Well, he's on the bench now. It's Luke Nelson into the game for the first time. Kick to the corner. Sandy this time. Oh, he hits the top of the board. That's going to be a reaching foul by Grantham, and there you can see Jordan Taylor getting the running repairs.
Well, that's why he threw the ball, because maybe give him a bit of time. Maybe just scratched.
Well, it's still got him a warning, even if you've got a good reason.
It's true.
Here's Lewis, former London Lions player, of course, going against his old team. A few years ago now since he was in the capital, but William Lee with the mid-range jump shot.
There we go. Picked him at the top of the broadcast to be a guy to watch. Really coming into his rhythm now.
Well, he had such a broken season last year through injury. William Lee's hoping to get a good run at it this time around, and it's now only his third game back after missing the start of the season, but he's such a dynamic player, incredible length, great shot blocker, shoots the three. Sharma short on the free throw. Sharma knocks down the second free throw. Approaching the midpoint of the first quarter. Manchester trailing by 7. That one's off the mark. Connor Morgan rebounds and gives it to Matt Morgan. Steps into the three. That's a little bit short. But again, what a space for a guy who can really shoot the ball. That one goes out of bounds. Good start for the London Lions. 14 points to 7. Manchester started to get going, but they're going to need a little bit more. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to the National Basketball Performance Center, where Robert Youngblood and head coach Petar Božić in deep discussion here.
Yeah, there's been a stint of Youngblood where Coach Božić was a little bit under the weather, and Youngblood stepped up and got himself a couple dubs, didn't he?
Yeah, I'd never imagined Robert as a coach when he was a player.
Yeah.
But he's certainly taken to it. Sharma backdoor off the alley-oop, jams it home.
Love that, right out of the timeout. That's how you do it.
Well, that will be a designed play, so that's 2 points for the coaching staff, really. Robertin blocked by Sharma, and we've seen what he does at both ends of the floor. They've missed him in recent weeks, but he's making up for lost time here today.
Morgan also putting some stress on that shot. So tough to get a good look at the basket.
Anderson looking for a foul and eventually getting it. He will go to the line for 2 free throws. Josh Sharma going to get a little breather, but he's certainly had an impact on this game. Nelson knows, just toss it up, let him go get it. And that's what he does at the offensive end, and at the defensive end, he's making impacts on shots as well.
Yeah, really good, great minutes from him. Have you managed to watch Jamal podcast yet? In the Gap?
Yes, I have, yes,
yeah,
yes.
A couple
with Gino
episodes.
Crandall and Patrick Whelan.
Yeah. Quite a good little...
Some interesting insight into the life of a professional basketball player.
Yeah, they're only 2-3 episodes in. But wonderful, I love that. In your spare time, why not?
My favourite bit was when they were talking about when Jamal dunked on Ant Rowe after he came back from injury. Did share that with Ant. Augustus misses the mid-range shot. Rebound pulled in by Lee. Here's Lewis around the screen. Thrown inside. Robertin under pressure, wants a foul. Referee says no, it's kept in play well there by Augustus. Ooh, that's going to be an offensive foul. Just got there in time, and Morgan turned into him.
Good job by Lewis. Literally caught him right there. Didn't even give him time. And Matt Morgan looks at the referee and says, what?
Well, I think that was his argument, wasn't it? I wasn't given enough space there, referee. Only just caught the ball. But Lewis is very good at that, actually,
Yeah.
just getting in transition right in front of people to take a screen. Anderson drops it off Borsier, fires up the three, a little bit short, and Caboza able to come away with it. It's the whole bench five that's in now for London. Custis doesn't quite get the role. Borsier. Well, Nelson put his hand up to say I fouled him, ref. And the ref didn't call it, but
Yeah.
that one does get called against Kareem Quealy.
I kind of like that no call there. Just, you know, they have the advantage.
Some talent there, isn't there? Basically the starting five all on the bench, and Gabe Olasheni, who we haven't seen to this point, which makes you wonder if he's...
As he yawns, he's
yeah,
giving,
yeah.
he's giving I'm resting tonight, boys.
Doesn't look like he's ready and set to come in at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on that. Lewis rattles out, but then back in for Nicholas Lewis.
15-footer there. He had 23 points in that win versus Bristol, playing very well.
Well, he is one of those real streak scorers, always has been in his time in the British Basketball League, both with London and Sheffield, and now with Manchester. His shots, once one goes in, as usually, here he is with the steal as well, getting out into transition and able to lay it home. So he does get two quick scores. That'll be a timeout for the London Lions. Well, you think back to the start of the game, they were up 11 inside 4 minutes, and they looked to be cruising, but Manchester suddenly have reeled it back into a three-point game here, forced them into a timeout.
Yeah, well, Coach Bosic isn't going to have any of that. He's going to stop the bleeding and have a chat with his boys. Here's Lewis's nice little jump shot there. And good for, Manchester making a little push, especially off that turnover. You've got to capitalise and make London pay.
Well, Lewis, as I say, one of those guys that when that first shot goes in, you've got to try and snuff out any potential streak that's coming. I wouldn't be surprised in the next minute or so to see a long three-point shot, because that's what he does so effectively when he's feeling hot. Those shots that don't always look like great shots, but when he's in the right mood, they are good shots for him.
So true. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if he hears us. Manchester have so much potential, in my opinion. You know, they do have great pieces, but injuries have kind of hurt them in the past. I feel like they're such an energy group. We've seen them come out in games absolutely killing. We've seen them up 20 points and then blow it. So it's just trying to find that consistency. Still early in the season. Oh.
Well, both players come up a little hobbly there. I don't know if Borsier stepped on the foot. It's definitely a foul against him, but neither of them looked pretty comfortable. Let's see. Oh, he slipped, and it's almost a sliding tackle, isn't it?
Looked
Rather
like it hurt.
unfortunate, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, back underway. Nelson looking for options. Carosa. Mismatch inside for Gustus, but they tried to force it into him and ended up throwing it out of bounds.
Wonderful defense. Boursier absolutely working a shift down low. He was outsized and maybe strength, but used his quickness.
He's sort of jumping from one side to the other to prevent the pass. Here's Lewis. Kicked out to Anderson, thought about the three, turned it down, shot clock getting low, so he has to fire that one up. And he strings it, tough shot in the corner from Anderson to tie the game.
Well, you said he loved that baseline shot.
And a good hand there from Lawton to deflect it away. Lewis. Driving to the hoop this time, high off the glass, and Manchester, having been down by 11, have their first lead of the game.
Got the crowd into this game. Great fans turned out Sunday afternoon.
Caboza trying to bring to an end this 11-0 run, but unable to do it. They've been able to get out in the open floor. That's why they've got 7 points from turnovers. They've been live ball turnovers. Boursier again for 3, not this time. Morgan with the rebound.
Yeah, great offensive possession there, Manchester. They're getting good looks.
Gustus, that's another steal. Anderson this time in the passing lane, kicks it forward. Lewis open for 3. Oh, you just expect that one to go in. A shooter like Lewis, that's another offensive foul, is it?
One referee's called a regular foul.
Well, it's gone against Anderson. But as you say, it's a bang-bang play, that. It's so hard to tell, but that one's gone against the Manchester number 8. Tell you what, I'm not convinced by that one myself. I can see why Anderson wasn't happy.
Yeah, he can't pick up any more fouls. We've seen Anderson pick 2 fouls up in the first half and has to go to the bench, so he's got to be smart.
Well, he doesn't get much time off in this. It's
No.
only foul trouble that's ever sends him to the bench.
Yeah.
London trying to tick down the last few seconds. Nelson through the key, cannot go. And, well, what a finish to the first quarter by the Manchester Giants. They trail by as many as 11, but they've scored 11 without reply to lead by 2. We'll be back with the second quarter after this break. Welcome back to Manchester, where Jamel Anderson and the Manchester Giants are in good shape right now. Here's 8 points. Nick Lewis has added 6 as well. Those two have inspired them to a 2-point lead. Well, they've lost Morgan underneath. He can't take advantage. Here's Connor Morgan again in the corner. That one's halfway down. It does drop in the end for 3.
Lovely, and Coach Bozic has put in a solid 5 here. He said that's enough. Stop playing around. Put Matt Morgan back in, Sharma, Grantham.
Here's McNeil for Manchester. Up off the glass. He was outsized by Morgan, but the timing was key. Tipped away by McNeil. That'll be a London ball from the end. Well, plenty to think about for Coach Bozic. He rotated the team in the first quarter, but the bench unit didn't really get it done when they were out there. A lot of minuses on the old plus minus. Here's Matt Morgan from 3. Connor Morgan with the rebound. Connor Morgan steps into the 3. Well, a little hesitation, but he knocks it down all the same.
Still wide open shots from London Lions. And there's no surprise that Connor Morgan loves to shoot the 3 too.
I always worry when they hesitate like that. I was thinking, if you're that open to shoot it.
The first one.
Well, Sharma in the right place to pick that one off. Jordan Taylor behind the screen gets the roll for 3.
Oh, everyone's trying to join the shooting party, hey?
Forcier stumbling through the key is called for the travelling violation. Well, the interesting thing is, of the 4 of the 5 players on court for London started the game, those 4 are all double figures plus in the plus minus. So that means they've outscored Manchester by 11 or more when those players have been on the court. But the issue was when they weren't on the court, they were getting outscored the other way.
Right, and that's what I said. Coach Bozic came out in the second quarter. He said, all right, boys, let's stop messing about. Let's start to pull away. A good call by the refs, just a holding foul.
Got a long explanation there as to where he had gone wrong. Here's Connor Morgan. Is that 3? No, it's a long 2 from him, but they've just suddenly gone bang, 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 3 shots in a row.
Connor Morgan, Victoria from Canada.
Well, not quite enough room along the baseline for McNeil, and Manchester's offense has suddenly disappeared. They needed something to go their way, and that is helpful that Jordan Taylor's been called for a moving screen.
Well, when you have this huge lineup with, you know, Sharma, you got Connor Morgan, you got Grantham, so long, so lean, it's so difficult to get an easy shot at the rim.
8-0 run. That's going to be ended by Lawton underneath. That's what he brings, a little bit of energy, some life on the offensive glass. Gets in foul trouble a little too often, which is sort of hurting his minutes, but when he's out there, he does contribute to the team.
Yeah, you're right. Aggressive, hunts the ball down. Good job by him, and he'll head to the line for 1.
Well, a chance to cut it down to a 4-point game here. Well, all smiles. I think there was some confusion as to whether it was 1 free throw or 2, but it was definitely 1 because the shot went in. And he converts a 3-point play. Oh, and the beat down caught by a long pass. You can't do that off a made free throw.
What a mess. You would have to run for that in practice.
Borsier slips again. And finished again by Lawton.
Lovely finish and just took his time. Nice little shot fake.
Morgan, space for three, off the mark.
I love that offense that they play, that little screen.
Borsier steps into the three. That one rims out. Sharma grabs the loose ball. Grantham mid-range off the mark. Borsier with an easy rebound. Stampley setting the screen, rolling, pops in the corner. Too long on the shot. London come away with it. Ooh, that pass isn't out of the reach of Anderson with the steal. He runs it back and can't finish, but he's got a teammate on hand to knock it in. McNeil, sometimes you can give up on that. He didn't give up, chased it down and laid it in.
Yeah, good job. Grantham ran that ball down, but nobody came with him.
Well, turnovers for the London Lions have been costly because of those 8 turnovers, 11 points for the Manchester Giants. They've all been live ball turnovers and allowed them to run.
Yeah, too many turnovers in my opinion, and just silly, sloppy passes we've seen, especially on the offensive end. And here we see...
London started the half really well, knocking down shots. Again, it almost feels like in this game, the starters have come out, they've made some shots, they get a bit too comfortable.
Yeah,
and
relax,
then relax a bit, and Manchester reel them back in.
Yeah, I think we've seen that where they just kind of lure themselves in this lackadaisical, wave. And that's not okay. You've got to be consistent, especially in this league. I don't care who you play. We've seen them take an L to Plymouth. You can't disrespect anyone. You have to bring your A game and concentration at all times. Love that shot,
yeah. Jamel Anderson helping out with the defensive message from the coaching staff. And if you're going to listen to anybody about playing defense in this league, he's right near the top of the list.
Maybe a little frustrated with himself as well. But he's such a great leader, and like I said, he's just been stepping up more and more and just becoming this real go-to guy. And it's been working, and I think it's, on and off. He's just had a new baby with his wife, and everything's just clicking at the same time. Well, we've got to give Georgia Jones, now Anderson, a shout out, right?
The Manchester women's team play later today, 6 o'clock against Sheffield Hatters. I'm surprised you're with me because I thought you were coming out of retirement to play for the Hatters. Didn't we have this discussion earlier in the season?
Listen, because of all these lies you've been telling, people keep asking me now. I'm retired and I'm loving my life.
Well, we'll see.
Don't start.
It's a mismatch for Sharma if he can use his size, but he can. Anderson's done well there, and Norton's done even better to force the turnover.
Wonderful defense from the Giants.
Anderson is fouled by Taylor.
He's asking how, but he just pulled that back arm to get in front of him.
Word for the referee, but he keeps on walking to the bench after picking up his 3rd personal foul. So Nelson back into the game. Lobbed into Lee. Anderson feeds it to McNeil, who levels the scores at 29.
Offense, good ball movement. Patience with the Manchester Giants. I'm liking this from them.
to Sharma. Well, they kind of gave him the baseline. He said, thank you very much.
Nothing you can do with that. He's too big, too strong, and wonderful hands around the rim.
Anderson. Yeah, sizing up his man, takes the long two. Front iron on that one. Matt Morgan with the rebound. Morgan spies a gap down the lane, can't quite finish off the glass. 4:30 to go here in Manchester. 29-31 the score. Timeout called on the floor. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to Manchester, where there's been a lot of discussion in that gap. Peter Božić and the referee just getting clarification on something. But it's not quite gone as smoothly as they might have hoped, although Matt Morgan trying to stretch their lead here from the free throw line. He's been at the heart of many of the good things, 6 points and 4 assists, but he can't make the second free throw.
Matt Morgan is a walking bucket, isn't he?
He is.
Can get a bucket anytime he wants, so fast. Shoots a three well also.
Well, another guy who shoots the three well is William Lee, but that one's off the back iron. Morgan pushing it, taking it at the shot blocker and finishing through the contact, and he'll go to the line for a bonus free throw.
Well, all smiles around, especially when you're this fast. Look at this. And gets hit in the face.
Nobody told him that William Lee was the league's leading shot blocker last year. Took it right at him.
It's right back at the free throw line, back-to-back possessions.
And the lead back out to 6. 4 to play here in the second quarter. Burton driving through the traffic, and he's able to finish. Waves to the crowd to get them fired up.
Wanted a foul, not so much. It's a great finish. All 3 defenders came over to stop him. Wasn't enough.
Nick Lewis a little bit too close. You can see the difference in the assist numbers there, which is a stylistic thing in some ways. They're popping the ball around, and Manchester a little bit more one-on-one.
There we go, the assist.
Leading the way, and Jordan Taylor, the 2 guys you would expect to be leading the way in assists. London again at the free throw line. This time it's Luke Nelson.
also comes from a lovely line of history of his father played in the league and his sister.
Oh, I'm old enough to have commentated on it on Steve.
You said it, not me.
I know. I just got there before you, that's all. Here's Anderson driving through. Burton does get the foul this time, but he doesn't get the 2, so he'll have to go to the free throw line.
It's funny that every single foul this game, every player's like shake their head like it wasn't a foul.
There aren't many players who regularly own up to fouls committed.
I used to put my hand up.
But did you believe it, or did you just do it out of...
No.
Like,
I knew when I fouled or not.
Burton at the foul line. Evan Walsh in the background into the game for the first time.
Yeah.
He was obviously a significant part of what they were doing early in the season. His minutes have been squeezed a little bit in recent games.
I was going to say, coming into the second quarter, it's kind of difficult, especially when you've been sitting for that long. If that was me, I would just get myself going up and down. Good defense and, you know, try and let the game come to you, especially when you've been on the bench.
Well, foul called off the ball. Lewis in close proximity, too close proximity to Matt Morgan, and because they're over the limit, they've committed more than 4 fouls in this quarter. It's just another 2 free throws, and this is not a way to take London down. I'm sure the Leicester game that you covered a few weeks ago, where when London weren't scoring field goals in the 3rd quarter, they were getting to the free throw line and keeping the scoreboard ticking. You've got to play defense against them in an honest way. Morgan knocks down more from the free throw line. Well on pace here for a double-double. He's already got the points. He's halfway there on the assists.
We saw Gordon Johnson from Newcastle scored a bucket there, but Nelson might hint. He had a double-double in assists and points. He played wonderful. Gave him player of the game.
Well, Nelson is complaining that he got fouled in that drive. You can see he's very vocal about it. He's not happy. Let's have a look.
Yeah, got a bust lip on this. Just an elbow to the face. Lewis goes up.
He must have a cut because he's having to be subbed out of it, so that will add to his ire as he chunters away on his way to the bench. He's saying, how come I've got blood pouring out my face and I didn't get a foul call, ref?
I didn't think it was too excessive of an elbow. He's just a little bit angry, of course, when you get your lip bust. Never a lovely time.
Well, probably need some ice on that, I should imagine, to stop the bleeding. Awkward spot. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. London up 5. They got a technical warning in all of that as well. Morgan cross-caught that pass. I'm not sure Caboza would have caught that, even if Lewis hadn't got a hand on it. 5 on the shot clock. Conversation there. Do they see the shot clock? Morgan puts it on the floor. Does he get it away? Yes, he does. Well, the ball's live. I'm not sure why Manchester didn't go for it there. They seem to stand and watch. Guidi's pass is not great, but Morgan's is pretty good back to him. And he's found Morgan. Well, I don't know how they've got some points out of that, London.
Well, Manchester was asleep and the ball hit the rim, so the shot clock reset.
Lewis backs away for 3, knocks it down, he comes up hotly. game, 2 to play. Really bouncing off the defender. Will go to the line. Will points to the floor as if to say, ref, that foul was on the floor. It doesn't matter whether it's on the floor or not because they're over the limit for fouls in this quarter, so it's automatically 2 free throws.
Yeah. Actually reached out to Kareem quickly, just saying how, you know, he had a huge injury and is coming back. How are you feeling? And he said, you know, I need a few games under my belt. I feel quite tired and you know, it takes time to get into game shape. He spent the year getting back from that knee injury, and it will just take time. And I just think you can see he's not easy yet. You know, it's not coming to him with ease. And he had that wide open jump shot there, looked it off. But hopefully it will just take time.
Well, all these minutes are added to the legs, as you say, as he gets back to game fitness.
Yeah.
He's going to get called for a foul there on the baseline for holding on to Anderson.
Only basketball, and then it's so silly, but only playing basketball can get you in basketball shape. No workout, no swimming, no bike riding, no extra running. Nothing can get you right like playing basketball. It's just so physical, it's intense. You need to be able to obviously run, think, jump, move at a speed, make split-second decisions. And the only way you can get better is playing the game.
And bizarrely, it's actually competitive basketball because obviously they can train all they want, but until they get out in a game that means something.
Yeah, and put the stress. You can't forget that, the stress of a game that makes you think very, very quickly. Decisions are, you know, split seconds as Anderson takes the deep breath to shoot the free throw.
Very distinctive free throw action for Jamal Anderson. Great crowd in here in Manchester, and they're enjoying themselves so far. Defense the cry from them. Try and get a stop for their team. Nelson open at the top, off the mark, and Lewis pulls down the rebound. Here's Walsh in the open court. Lee gets his man in the air. He's a really good free throw line shooter.
Love that, and the crowd love it too, but good poise by Lee. Just let the defense fly by.
Nelson at the elbow strings the reply.
Right back at you.
Well, that's a silly foul by Sanders. Walsh ran right past him, he just sort of grabbed him. And again, when you're over the limit, those are fouls that really hurt because you're given a chance for an easy score.
Yeah.
From the free throw line.
Foul's being called. Here it is. Look at this. Poise and patience.
So see ya as Connor Morgan flies by. But as I say, William Lee, when you picture him shooting, it's either that sort of 45 angle 3 or it's a top of the key 15-footer. Both of them usually hit the bottom of the net. Walsh's second free throw off the mark.
Zone action maybe looking here. Into a man-to-man.
They jumped off Nelson and they made to pay as he knocks down the 3.
Mistake.
He looks fired up by that non-call, doesn't he?
Slip. It's going to show you Manchester and the referees.
Here's Anderson in the corner, top 3. And there's a double foul called there. Justus and Robertson were battling for position, and double foul, not one you see often, but basically the referees are saying both of you were fouling each other. So they call a foul on both players. The 2 fouls cancel each other out. Now the interesting thing is who gets the ball, because the ball was in the air. Nobody had possession of the ball, so I assume they give it off the arrow.
And a timeout has been called also.
We've got a timeout in the game with 25 seconds to go in the first half. Manchester Giants 42, London Lions 48. And And this gives them an opportunity to try and cut the gap here and go into the locker room. You think back, the first few minutes of the game, Manchester couldn't score at all. They were 11 points down. So actually, if they can go in 4 points down, or 5 points down, that's
solid half. Yeah, solid half. But we see this kind of, yet again, where the starters come in, they push the lead forward, and then Bozic goes to his bench, and then Manchester make their push back. Just a bit of a lull between when you're making subs.
Well, double header today. Coming up later, Cheshire Phoenix taking on the Surrey Scorchers. Scorchers on the back of 2 wins in a row. First time in a couple of years they've won back-to-back games. Can they make it 3 in a row against the red-hot Cheshire Phoenix? Find out at 6 p.m. And then on Thursday, London are in action again. Newcastle Eagles in town. 7:30 on Sky Sports. Tip-off is at 7:45 for that one.
We're on that second game up. We're at 6 o'clock.
Yes, indeed.
We're a team too, you know, Dan.
We're
so much of a team.
we've dressed the same
we
today.
dressed the same, and we didn't even mean to.
We didn't even plan it. Didn't even plan it. Just we've become
One.
what is that? Symbiotic.
Yeah.
Now, it's that thing.
We've both got white polo necks on today.
Here's Anderson. That's going to be an offensive foul on the screen. What a terrible way to come out of a timeout. Drives coaches nuts that when you commit a foul out of a drawn play from a timeout. Lee called for the illegal screen. So it'll be London who will get the final offense of the first half and looking to stretch their 6-point advantage. Justus hands off to Nelson, has room for the 3. That short misses everything. And it's early as well,
Yeah,
so it gives
too early.
Manchester 5 seconds to go back the other way.
Yeah, not a good decision by Luke Nelson, and Coach Bozic kind of just knows it. Leaves the door open here.
Oh my goodness, what is going on? You've got an offensive foul, an air ball 3 too early, and has stood on the line to turn the ball over. They're both trying to give each other the last score. Well, a few of his countrymen might have been slightly more irate at that last shot than he is.
He's not a typical Serbian, is he?
Not the typical Serbian coach. Here's Morgan for 3 off the mark. Lee, does he get the rebound? Well, time expires anyway. London jumped out to an 11-point lead. Manchester came back. This game has ebbed and flowed, Azania. There's been you lead, we lead.
Yeah, and I said that I think it's their starters, London Lions, and then as they go into their bench, they just kind of lose their, you know, their flow and consistency. But it's leaving the door open for Manchester.
Well, it certainly is. They head off to the locker rooms. We'll break it all down for you right after this break. Welcome back to the coverage of the British Basketball League here. Daniel Routledge and Azania Stewart with you. And Azania, we're going to take a look at the stats in a moment. London shooting the ball pretty well. Normally when they shoot the ball well, they'd expect to have a bigger lead than they do.
Yeah, only 6 points. You know, if they can get themselves going a little bit, especially in transition, I want to see them get out to the races, but they've left the door open for Manchester, and anything can happen, especially with a Manchester team that can shoot very well, and you know.
And the one that's really killing them, the 9 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah, 9 turnovers, and Manchester have scored 13 points off of those turnovers. They've got to clean up on the offensive end.
Well, they've been able to get live ball turnovers and run them back, which is key if you are going to knock off London. Let's have a look back at the tail of the first half here. And really, it looked very comfortable for London. First few minutes, just everything clicking, wide open shots. Manchester couldn't score.
Yeah, wide open shots, and that's what I was kind of worried about. Look, that one, Anderson manages to run off Grantham, but hits it. But for me, I just need to find some sort of glue and consistency. That was lovely jam by Sharma.
But then Nick Lewis and Jamel Anderson
went on
really got Manchester going. They struggled offensively early, but once they got going, they looked in pretty decent nick.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying about Manchester Giants. They're a good team. They have good pieces, especially with Anderson. Lewis playing well right now, but they just never have enough in the tank or know how to finish. But right now, London Lions is also kind of in this weird struggling space where, you know, they lost to Plymouth. Sorry, I've got to shout out Plymouth, right? And they're having to play a lot of games in the week. They get the dub in Turkey, in Eurocup, and then have to be on the road in Manchester. It's a difficult week for London Lions.
But what they won't want to do is be in a close contest at the end, because we see it's a big crowd here. They want to get behind their team. They want to be loud, and that could see Manchester over the line if London can't put them away early.
Yeah, and you need to remember, you're the #1 team in the league. Every single night, every single team is going to give you their best shot. You have the target on your back.
Just at times, just a little stuttery from London offensively, but they found ways. I mean, 48 points is still a lot of points in a half.
Well, Coach Bozic, you never see him get rattled, right? We see him so cool, calm, and collective, and I think that really rubs off on the team. They know that they can make it happen, especially with a player like Matt Morgan.
Well, this game's still very much in the balance. We've got some highlights for you now. Coming up in a moment, Caledonia against Newcastle. But first, let's look back at Sheffield against Leicester.
Ramsey going away. Are you kidding me? Devel Ramsey, more like Magic Ramsey, behind the back to finish. This guy is incredible. Sharks still lead by 1. Pipkins down the middle, holds on and gets the ad one. How does he hang in the air like that?
I don't know, but he's the human highlight reel up in Sheffield.
McKenzie finds a space. Pick and pop. Adowu tries another 3. This one's up. And finally, Leicester get their first triple of the evening. Time's winding down. Idlerock coming off one screen. Finding Stewart. Goes down to Bennett. Cook goes up. Again, if he gets the ad one, that was incredible. I don't think he knows how he scored that one. Holmes gets it in. Can he get the second tray ball? No problem. Cutting it down at 2-point ball game. Well, they're going to turn this one over. Finds Kipper Nichols. Fasten your seatbelts behind the back. Oh, why? With the big Aristotle. Second and 1. Will trying to penetrate. Well, made his last 3. Can Thomas get another one? Now he's got 17 points tonight. He is cooking here. That Akoya pump fakes. Goes baseline. Kicks out to Ramsey. Well, this is good ball. They had Rotino wide open. Stewart went for 3, but again, why make that extra pass when Stewart can deliver? 5 seconds here. Kenzie splits the defense, but throws it right away. Well, there's the full court shot. It's up. Oh, my goodness. Good night, Yorkshire. That is for you. Well, Hasbury, quick move under the basket. Again, that looked like the most composed move we've seen from him tonight. Ramsey trying to come off a ball screen, looking to penetrate. Well, maybe getting away with a push-off. Sending Kimball into the baseline. Basel fans at the end of this one. Sheffield Sharks win 91-84. Gladiators trying to play quick here. Farrer again, the post turns around, goes up, and the big man simply dominating early on here for the Gladiators. Again, just way off the mark, but gets his own rebound, finds Green, goes up and throws it down with a monster one-handed jam. Can Eagles counter attack here, finds Johnson, and he missed a wide open left. Graham, what is going on? Now we got a breakaway, Huntage throws it down. Again, Whelan, same case, but no problem as Patrick Whelan lights it up. Nice penetration there by Jordan Johnson, bullying his way. Lions want to make this a double-digit lead. Plants it down the middle. There's Johnson in the corner. The three is up. Three is good. KJ. Eagles have a chance to push this one. Finds Green, look out below. Throws it down with a one-handed jam. That's Taj Green. He is him. Two-possession ball game. Can they cut it down to one? Johnson fakes the screen, finds neighbor. Pick and pop. Three is up. Three is good. Eagles right back in this one. 6 over the shot clock. Johnson's got to get something going. Pulls up for a tough one. I thought there was a bit of contact there, Graham, but oh, well, things getting a little bit spicy.
There you go.
He should be gone, yeah.
He's gone. Complete madness from Prince Olmos. And he will be feeling very disappointed with his actions.
Huntage trying to post up. Huntage goes up and just takes Darius Defoe back to school. Things getting very spicy here, Graham.
This is really tasty. Saturday night.
And a big time three by Ricky McGill, making it a 5-point lead to the Eagles. McGill penetrates, goes up, and again, Ricky McGill just taking Jovicic to school in that one. Seems like they're running out of ideas, but Lions has got to make this three. And one! It's going to go to the free throw line for a 4-point play. Oh, Hail Mary through. Are you kidding me? 2-point ball game. He tries to go in, just can't finish it. And Patrick Whelan, his strongest line half cost the Eagles. Goes up and Ricky McGill, and now it's a 5-point ball game. Oh, they're gonna turn it over, and it's just been uncharacteristic. Well, Whitfield's going to go up and lay this one up. And Graham, I got to tell you right now, Newcastle are going to go back-to-back victories. And Jordan Johnson is going to enjoy every moment of this. Congratulations to the Newcastle Eagles. Look what it means to them.
Welcome back to coverage of the British Basketball League here. Daniel Routledge and Azania Stewart with you. And it's the Manchester Giants against the London Lions. This one's still very much in the balance at half-time. Let's have a look at all of the results so far this week in the British Basketball League. Good win for Sheffield at home against the Leicester Riders. Giants have already had a win this weekend. Massive fourth quarter for them to beat the Bristol Flyers, and Newcastle seeing off the Plymouth City Patriots again for the second week in a row. And a bad weekend for Andreas Kapoulis and his team as they were beaten down in Surrey yesterday, and Newcastle Eagles become the first team to win on the road at Caledonia in their new building, 73-82. And don't forget, coming up at 6 p.m, Azania and I will be with you for the Cheshire Phoenix against the Surrey Scorchers. And one guy who's had a pretty impactful first half for the London Lions, Azania, Connor Morgan.
Well, you can pick any Morgan that you want. They both, Matt Morgan has 11 and Connor Morgan has 11. 11-11, they're both playing very well, but Connor Morgan getting into his shots very easily. The offense is flowing for him and doing a good job finding his shots and keeping them in the game and winning.
Well, they certainly look a lot better when he's out there. And you can see the comparison against Jamel Anderson, two guys who've really had an impact in that first half.
Yeah, Anderson has 10 points in this first half, so no doubt he needs to stay out of foul trouble, but also be aggressive on both ends of the floor.
In 20 minutes as ever for Jamel Anderson, he basically only subs out for foul trouble, and he's such a well-conditioned athlete that he can manage all those minutes. Underway here at the National Basketball Performance Centre in the third quarter, and it was Connor Morgan driving to the basket. Sharma ended up on the deck. I think he was pushed.
Matt Morgan.
Did I say Connor Morgan?
Yeah.
My mistake.
It's okay.
They look so similar,
yeah,
though, don't
so
they?
similar, you know.
They're virtually twins.
That's what I'm here for, Dan. We're a team also.
We are a
you
team.
know.
You've given me an assist there. Matt Morgan was at the free throw line going, I was shooting, wasn't I, ref? But the foul wasn't on you. It was Sharma getting knocked to the floor that was called. Here's Sharma putting it on the floor.
Good.
Uses his body well just to clear a little bit of space for that shot.
Oh, I like that shot. You know, I'm a post player at heart. Good pick and roll. Then took his time and takes the bump. Love it.
Lewis into the key, throws it up high to avoid the shot blockers. Scores for both teams on the opening plays. Grantham along the baseline. Lewis is there to deflect it away. It'll be a London ball. Morgan strings the shot from the corner.
Makes it look so easy,
He
doesn't
does.
it?
And Lewis does likewise.
Right back at ya.
Well, both those guys are more than capable of hitting a string of threes in a row, so defenses need to be aware. Here's Connor Morgan inside, hooks it up over Lee, gets the rebound. Lewis. Back out to Anderson. His three's just a touch short. Well, if Robertson had turned around there, he might have got a rebound because Grantham hadn't quite got it. Taylor. Back to Morgan. I said when one goes in, you've got to be wary.
Silly. If I'm the defense, I'm not leaving his hip. I'm never helping.
Anderson driving hard to the hole, through the contact basket is good. The foul is called against Sharma.
He needed that one, didn't he? Really enjoy Anderson's play. Answers right back. Sharma's saying he pulled my hand down. Good answer back from Anderson. Go to line for one.
And he converts a three-point play, cuts the gap to 6.
There we go, that's good defense on that Morgan. Stick right with him.
He's chasing him. Oh, and he's got a hand in the passing lane as well, Harris, to deflect that away. Oh, it's a quick inbound, but it's hit the backboard, deflected nicely to Sharma. Blocked by Robertson, a big swipe at the ball. Still Sharma has it, and he forces it home.
Way to stay with it, Josh Sharma.
It's a bit of a scrambled play, but able to get some second chance points out of it as Lewis just gets the friendly roll. Grantham bumping Anderson backwards. Home fans appealing for a foul, but Sharma is there again to score.
Sharma in his bag right now, around the rim. So effective.
Lewis head fakes the 3, takes the 2, but not enough legs in that one. Conor Morgan all day to think about that 3, and he got fouled as well, so he'll have a chance at a 4-point play.
Really lovely. Matt Morgan, who drove, sucked the defense in and found his brother, Conor Morgan.
But look at the time and space that he has. They eventually run out at him.
And foul him.
Make it worse.
Silly.
6:29 to go. Timeout call. 52-63 the score. Coming up in January, we've got the revamped British Basketball League Trophy.
The British Basketball League Trophy is back. The stakes are higher. The action is bigger. Here's how it all goes down. All 10 league teams are split into 2 groups of 5. The trophy games are played across 3 weekends in January, where each team plays 4 games within their group, 2 at home and 2 away. The top 2 teams from each group will go into the semi-finals. It all comes down to an epic Final Four weekend at the Utilita Arena in Birmingham on the 27th and 28th of January 2024, with back-to-back semi-finals played on the Saturday, followed by a double-header with the men's and women's finals played on the Sunday. It's time to find the 2024 trophy champions.
Well, Caledonia will be desperate to defend that crown, and London will be looking to get back to the trophy final, obviously beaten by Caledonia in the quarterfinals last year.
And your voice on that highlight over and over and over and over and
Yep.
over and over again.
I
love it.
I have a t-shirt with it on.
That shot was epic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Really good final.
3-point play converted by Conor Morgan, the Canadian-born Irish passport holder. As that 3 goes out of bounds. Anderson, little curse to himself, I think, there.
Takes a little breath, and luckily he's at home, because if he was away, they definitely would shout, air ball.
Well, London with a 12-point cushion here. As they did in the first half, they built a double-figure lead early on. Conor Morgan going to the basket. He thought he was fouled, but the referees say play on. Lewis brings it forward. Anderson thought about the 3, puts it on the floor. Harris stumbling into the key, able to knock it down.
Good string of possessions there by Manchester. Good stop on the defensive end.
Lee with the rebound. Lewis working the pick and roll with Robertin. Goes all the way to the rim himself. Robertin gets the rebound and strong off the glass.
Good job by Robertin. Good job. Manchester Giants not going anywhere. There's that second chance point.
Conor Morgan says to Grantham, you shoot the three, and that's why.
Great job.
Well, either of them could have knocked it down, couldn't they?
There's a three-point percentage, 54% for London Lions, 12 from 22. Not bad.
It's 24 points difference from those two statistics as well. Anderson, shot clock, needs to get it away. And another air ball as a result of the pressure. And London running it back, and Nelson will lay it in. And it's very much momentum with the Lions right now.
Yeah, Manchester just look a little slow and sluggish, like they're waiting for that timeout to happen.
Lewis with the step away, they needed that. Morgan spins baseline and quick to the hole like he's running the layup line.
Is anyone going to play defense or what is going on?
Well, there was no, normally you would expect a big guy to be helping
come over,
across,
yeah.
but there was, didn't even set that up yet. Right down the lane, that's, well, it looked like Sharma got a piece of that on the way down, but here's Lewis in the corner for three, and he gets the points that Manchester needed.
Good job, Lewis sticks with it. Wide open, you gotta drill that one. 10-point game now.
Well, Nelson, they've gone under the screen. It's not a good idea, but he doesn't make them pay.
Why they would do that?
I don't know. Harris driving to the hole. Grantham deflected that, and ball goes out of bounds. Still just about there for Manchester. They're down 10 here in the third. Timeout call. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Manchester, where Matt Morgan is leading the way with 19 points for the London Lions. He's also got 6 assists to boot with that. Certainly a significant reason as to why they're up 10. Just has it knocked away by Lewis. Manchester able to come up with the ball. Borsier. Gets it on to Stampley, looking for room on the baseline. Shot clock ticking down. It has to go up. Borsier throws it inside. Didn't have time for that.
Yeah, wonderful defense, excuse me, by Conor Morgan. Moved his feet, stayed solid, caused the shot clock violation. Good defensive stand by London Lions.
Sandy going to check back into the game. Conor Morgan sits down. 15 points for him so far. Here's Quealy. Penetrates up in the air, managed to find Nelson. Late in the shot clock now for London. Did that deflect off anybody? It did. It came off Lewis. So London will get the ball from the end line with 4 seconds to go. It's quickly lobbed in.
Yeah.
Luke Nelson turns to the referee with a frustrated look. Lewis driving hard to the hole and laying it in for another 2. He's having a good game. 25 points now for him. Nelson driving in, offensive foul called against him. Oh, you can see he's not happy with
Just
how
runs
this
that one off.
Yeah. You can see he's had a frustrated feel about it, but Lawton getting to the spot.
I don't know about that one, Dan. He's got I don't think he was there.
It's supposed to be Team Big Man.
Yeah, no, sorry. I am Team Big Man, but I think Nelson has, I guess, a reason to be upset.
Well, one man who certainly isn't upset today. 25.6 rebounds for Lewis against his whole team.
Playing well these last couple of games.
Stampley's kind of squeezed underneath. That was deflected away, so it's not a travel. If the ball is knocked away by an opponent, it doesn't matter that you land with it. Lewis off the mark. Norton one-handed pulling that rebound in, and that will be referee just correcting herself on the baseline. And we'll give it back to, well, points to the sideline now. And it is a London ball. I don't think she did correct the mistake then. Well, the Giants fans not impressed, but it is a London ball. Taylor. That one goes against him. Just using that hand to clear out Anderson, and that will be the 4th foul on Jordan Taylor.
Yeah, and he's going to have to head to the bench. Are they going to sub him? I don't think they have time yet.
Didn't get in quick enough, so he'll have to play defense, but carefully. Lewis is going to take the 3. And away comes, it's quickly outletted by Nelson. Thrown back to him, he'll take the 3. Borsier with the rebound. Last possession here, presumably. If Manchester can run it down to the buzzer. Lewis driving in, under pressure, can't get it to go. Lawton trying to get an offensive rebound. 0.8 of a second for London. So there's time for a heave, but probably will just dribble it out. Well, Morgan was about to come in as a substitution. Well, it seemed he was coming in for Taylor, but actually it's Sandy who's going to sit down. They're going to leave Taylor out there on 4 fouls. This is not really worth it, was it? That's the end of the 3rd quarter, and the London Lions still lead this 1 by 8. We'll have the 4th quarter after this. Welcome back to Manchester, where Coach Hodgich and his team lead by 8 going into the start of the 4th quarter, but Manchester with the ball looking to eat into that. Morse is going to fire up the 3, and he's going to knock it down. It's a 5-point game.
Lovely start. Says, why not? Let's have one more push in this 4th quarter. Still a lot of basketball to play, Dan.
Just the 3-pointer of the game for Manchester. Morgan trying to get one back. He's fouled, and that'll be a 4-point play opportunity. Holds the pose for the camera, and he'll go to the line.
Yep, holds the 4 fingers up. This isn't the first time in this game. What? How silly. Lewis, Bossier, whoever, you leave the leading scorer of this league wide open yet again. Listen, my man can do a better job at this point.
He converts the 4-point play even. The gap is back to 9. Lewis trying to get 3 of them back, can't convert. Grantham with the rebound. Matt Morgan. Round the screen, he's going to fire another 3. 2 diving out in this time. Stampley with the rebound. Anderson trying the little touch pass onto Lawton. Probably a little ambitious. Lawton couldn't keep it in play.
Trick shot.
Yeah, it was.
If that did go.
Nelson has the ball. Back to Morgan, who's open again. Oh, not this time. Hudson with the rebound. missed 3 from Morgan in
Wide
this game.
open.
He's made more than he's missed.
A little run of player of the game. Keeps it up.
Lewis driving hard, and it's tipped home. I think Lawton got the last touch of that. Well, you could just say Morgan is the player of the game.
Yeah.
Cover your bases there, Zania.
Connor Morgan or Matt Morgan.
Yeah, if you've got a view, let us know in the comments in YouTube as to who you think the player of the game is today. Obviously at the Manchester end of the floor, Nicholas Lewis doing most of the damage.
Yeah, he's 25 points. He's 11 from 20 from the floor.
Where do you stand on a losing player getting player of the game? Zania, are you
Absolutely
allowing that? It's been a couple in finals where the MVP of a final has come from
the losing team.
From the losing team. I remember Carl Brown in a trophy final against Kingston, lost the game but won the MVP, and James Hamilton, I think it was, for the Chester Jets against Sheffield, won an MVP on a losing team.
You're going.
It's just these things are just stuck somewhere in my head.
You're so cool.
To be fair,
Honestly.
both of them were the most important player in the game, and it would have been a
lost.
blowout without them. So I guess it was that sort of.
I don't know how I feel about that,
Yeah.
you know. But it.
Oh, Anderson, he's blocked by Nelson. He went for the big throwdown, but denied at the rim. Oh, and Anderson has turned the ball over. You know, give it to this guy, he'll just run it back for 2.
What a mistake. The Lions make them pay. Anderson needs to just focus in now.
Lewis is fouled by Grantham. Will that count?
Gotta make it count.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Basket is good. And that will be a bonus free throw coming for Lewis. Well, let's have another look. We thought we were getting a highlight dunk here.
This is nice.
Nelson.
Getting up.
You don't see that often from Luke Nelson. That's out of the Josh Sharma playbook right there.
Listen, I know a few friends in the highlights of the week. That definitely needs to be up there.
Lewis converts the 3-point play. Still only 8 points. Gustus underneath, has it batted away. Manchester come away with the ball. And a chance for them to narrow the gap again. Lewis offered the screen by Lawton. Throws it across to Anderson for 3. Got it! Jamel Anderson knocks down the triple, and it's a 5-point game.
There he goes. Told him to focus in. 6-0 run.
Morgan blows the backdoor layup, and Manchester can get it down to potentially a shot. Lawton on the trail. He's fouled, and he will shoot 2. Well, they've got the momentum here, the Manchester Giants.
This game, I think, has been a wave of runs and momentum, and here's Anderson. Hits the 3.
Could be the team that has the last run of the game wins the game. Anderson's up to 16 now. Lawton, free throw shooting not his best skill.
That's mean. Why didn't you wait for him to finish the free throw?
I've seen him shoot free throws this season is the answer.
The percentages don't lie, is that what you're saying?
He's a 51% free throw shooter. So
Well, if he's a 50% shooter, you
should
should
go
make
in.
this one.
It doesn't.
Okay. Needed that.
Yeah, there was an opportunity to cut it to
Yeah.
3 there. Begging. Nice pass. Sharma to Nelson for 2.
Oh, I like that offense. Backdoor pass, so hard to guard. Wonderful job by the Lions.
Lee. Long way short on that one, he has. Yeah, not seen as much of him in the second half as we did in the first. Technical foul has been called on the coach. I must confess I was watching the play, so I didn't see what Coach Simonian did or said, but it obviously wasn't to the referee's liking. So the free throw rims out. Simonian frustrated here. He's obviously, have a look at the top of the screen, you can see he's arguing for a foul, and he's obviously said a little bit too much for referee Unsworth's liking, because he's been called for a technical for complaining. Lob towards Sharma, he's going to do well to get any hands on that. It's gone out of bounds. Well, he's fired up, trying to get his team fired up as well.
He's pacing up and down, isn't he?
He's obviously new to the league this year. This would be a landmark win for him if he could get a victory over Petar Božić and the London Lions. Anderson fouled, counted! Jamel Anderson has his chance at a 4-point play.
Incredible play. Must have heard me focusing, boy, and oh, he has 2 threes. Well needed. Look at this. Comes off the screen, sets his feet. And nothing but net and splashes it home.
Well, the foul didn't really impact the shot at all. Well, they call the foul after the land, so it's actually a sideline ball. That's probably even better for Manchester. Yeah. Instead of a free throw, they can get another score. And Anderson making it trying to make it a 6-point play, but unable to convert. Defense the cry from the home fans. Team trailing by 4. Sharma driving to the basket, lays it in for 2.
Good job, Sharma, showing that he can put the ball on the floor as well.
Boursier, oh, the pass a little behind, deflected out of bounds. 4:29 to go. Well, the Manchester Giants are still in this one, but can they get all the way back? We'll have the conclusion right after this break. Back to Manchester, where the Giants are trying to snatch a late win here. They had a big fourth quarter in their last win against Bristol to get over the line. Can they do it again here against the Lions? Connor Morgan. Into Sharma. Puts the ball on the floor and puts the ball in off the glass.
His hands are like magnets, aren't they, to the ball? Great catch. That right-hand layup has been good to him today.
Lewis kicks out to Boursier for 3. Off the iron, Sharma with the rebound, and London can open a double-figure lead. Sharma's had a good return today. That's his 9th rebound. He's got 15 points. Matt Morgan cutting back door, but couldn't quite spin it home. It's 5-on-4 here. Morgan hasn't recovered yet. Lawton, he's back now. Boursier around the screen. Well, that was the right pass. Lee was in the corner, but it didn't reach him.
No. Crucial turnover. There's Josh Sharma's lovely stats. Good day at the office for him. 17 points and 9 rebounds. 1 rebound away from a double-double.
They need a stop here. They get a stop. Stolen away. And Lewis sells the head fake and misses the layup. Padding his stats there for an offensive rebound.
Left-hand layup, that's fine.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, he's got the points. That's all that matters.
Sure does.
Grantham fires up the 3, doesn't go. I was about to say Lewis is up to 30 now. The former London Lion. 30 points out of 79 is a lot.
Yeah, can I give him player of the game?
Well, you can. We've had we've opened the door for that, irrespective of score. Here's Lawton inside. He's crowded out of it. Needs to go up. The shot clock didn't reset. And it's a 24-second violation. If you don't get the ball to hit the rim, the shot clock keeps on ticking. And Manchester didn't get it away in time. 2:25 to go. London Lions with a timeout, 79 points to 85. And Azania, the first time I've been on commentary since we heard the sad news of the passing of Ken Nottage this weekend. He was a stalwart of great British basketball, began his career in 1977 playing for Embassy, played for Solent and for Team Talbot, most famously with Sunderland, won the playoff final in '83, cup final in 1992, and obviously was an important part of the creation of the Newcastle Eagles from Sunderland when he worked for the Newcastle United Sporting Club. On top of all that, just a wonderful man. I met him several times, lovely guy to talk to, just a real gentleman, and a tragic loss for the British basketball community and the rugby community as he worked for Gloucester Rugby, and just a really good player for a very long time. Led the league in scoring one season as well, although when I spoke to him about that, he did play that down, and it's really sad to see him passing at the age of just 64. And I'm sure I join all of the British basketball community in sending our condolences to his family, his friends, and all of those who loved him. Rest in peace, Ken. Well, there's no easy way to transition from such sad news back to the basketball, but we will do that anyway, Azania. And Coach Božić working hard here to get his team over the line.
See, look a little bit stressed. He's decided to sit down for a moment to relax and hope that his team can get it together, and here it is.
That's one way of getting it together. Just give the ball to Matt Morgan. 29 for him, vying with Lewis for the game's top scorer.
He's so good at that back door, you know, because he sets up the defender, he runs out, makes the defender run out, and then hits them with the back door cut.
Lewis off the mark, and Lawton fighting for the rebound. Somebody had hold of him. Well, was it Luke Nelson with his hand up to say that was my foul? That's the first one he's agreed with the referee today.
You need to I think he took it
He's
because he's
trying
to
take it,
yeah,
but he
that's
didn't agree
the
with the
only
referee.
time you're going to see
Because
Luke
it's
Nelson.
Jordan Taylor's foul and he's
Yes.
fouled out of the game. You can see Nelson quickly go, that one was on me, ref, because he knew his teammate
That's really
was on
nice of
court.
him.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Have you? Did
Yeah.
you get away with it?
Yeah, I did actually. The vet, yeah, she shouted at me. She was like, "Put your hand up, put your hand up." And I was like, "What?" And I took the foul for her. Anyway,
Here's Anderson driving in, blocked by Sharma, but Anderson stays with it for 2. Still only 6 with 150 to go.
to stay with it, even though it's a big block. And I tell people if the block happens, it usually one comes back at you, right back to you, or out of bounds. Stay with it.
Oh, they've left Nelson. He's short on that. Here's the chance for Manchester. Down 6, 1:30 to go. A score here. And it's going to be a tight finish. Here's Lewis. He's blocked by Nelson. And Nelson has a word from him as he takes the ball off him.
The referee has a little chat with him. That's nasty, Dan. Huge defense
Yeah,
right
he
there.
said the ball comes back to you. Nelson just said, give me that. Sharma driving hard, and I think it was probably an offensive foul with his feet inside the circle. So you can see the circle and the key. He's hurt himself there. He's landed hard. You cannot take a charge if your feet are on or inside the circle. So if it is an offensive foul, let's have a look at the defensive play by Nelson. There's a block, and he said, give me the ball as well. Don't come around here to me. Let's have a look. His feet are inside. Well, you can get called for a push-off, by the way, with your arm, but his feet is definitely inside the circle.
Yeah.
So it couldn't be called a charge. It could be called a push-off, but it couldn't be called a charge. But he's landed awkwardly, and obviously hurt his lower back as a result. Josh Sharma, welcome back to the British Basketball League. He's gone 9 for 10 for 17 points and 9 rebounds. That's a pretty efficient game.
Yeah, for me, great player, wonderful. Actually got the Josh Sharma T-shirt from last season.
Has he got the Isaiah Stewart T-shirt?
He does, yeah. And we have this banter back and forth where we'll send each other wearing our T-shirts, yeah. And I can't really rock the Isaiah Stewart T-shirt. It's a bit lame. Rock your own
You
T-shirt.
come here and you get me one. I'll wear it on
All right.
camera. I'll
All right.
put it under my jacket. Well, Manchester back underway with Lawton out of the game. They need a score here, the Giants. Inside the final minute, trailing by 8. Lewis fired up for Bortier for 3. Way too strong, and that could well be that as far as Manchester are concerned. And you can see Lawton just looks in a lot of discomfort. Well, it looks like this one has gone for the Manchester Giants. The London Lions with it. You got your... Did you decide between your Morgans as to which one?
I did. I'm going with this one.
Yeah,
Why
there
not?
you go.
Thank you.
Right on cue. That takes him past the 30-point mark. 32 now with that made 3. 6 assists as well. And Lewis was the other contender. And he's saying, I want to still be the leading scorer in this game. Now Walsh committing the foul.
Gosh, Matt Morgan. And he silences the crowd, puts his finger on his lips and says, everyone be quiet, because I am the man of the game.
Well, he has had an excellent performance. 5 of 9 from behind the arc as well. The shot clock is switched off after that foul, so London could dribble it out if they want to. It looks like they want to, but Walsh is trying to bring the game to a halt. Not quite sure why. They have got 2 fouls to give. They're surely not going to keep fouling them to just prolong the game. Sometimes you just got to take your lumps and let it dribble out. Well, I'm sure if you offered him 1-on-1 from this weekend, he'd have taken that, but they weren't a million miles away. They are going to foul them. I'm not quite sure why. With 10.6 seconds to go, even if you get them to the free throw line, you could be down 10. I know points difference could possibly come into it, but these two teams are unlikely to be level at the end of the season. I think that's fair to say. They will let them dribble it out now. And that will do it. Well, the London Lions pushed hard, but over the line, they've beaten the Manchester Giants 92 points to 84. And the two teams will shake hands at the end of that one. And really, it was an excellent performance. Obviously, we've talked about Matt Morgan, and Josh Sharma, but also Connor Morgan was in the running as well as another good, solid performer for the London Lions.
Yeah, 15 points in 26 minutes. Great job by the starting crew, especially that man, Matt Morgan. Was going to pick him for one to watch. But I thought, you know what, I'll share the love.
We know he's one to watch. He's almost a given, isn't he?
Yeah.
One to watch, and he certainly did that. And obviously Morgan smiling for the cameras. And Anderson had his moments in this game as well for the Manchester Giants. He had 21 points, but Lewis led the way with 33 points. And those are the sorts of performances that, if the Giants are going to be a playoff team, push themselves up the table, that's what they're going to need going forward.
Yeah, and this is what they can keep building on, you know. They do come out with that high energy. I didn't think they came out with that the Sunday afternoon game. They usually, you know, really flexing and shouting and screaming. They didn't really bring that energy today, and maybe kind of needed it at times.
Well, you think they lost the first 4 minutes by 11 points. So the remaining 36, they actually won by 3, but you don't get anything for winning 36 minutes. You've got to win 40 minutes, and here's the numbers of the game. And London, if they're going to make 14 threes at 46%, it's going to be hard to beat them, because that puts a lot of points on the board, and 21 assists as well. They moved the ball well.
Yeah, but I think one stat that they would love to clean up moving into Thursday's game is 17 turnovers. Dan, way too many turnovers. They're going to want to, you know, sort that out. But overall, a wonderful game. Managed to just manage the game. I think they did that very well. There was moments where Manchester definitely pushed them and pushed Coach Bozic to the test, but they've come out with the win.
Well, what Manchester did was turn those 21 points in, those 17 points into 17 turnovers into 21 points. I'll get it right. This is what it means for the league table. London, 15 games played, 14 games won. Manchester just below the playoff line with 3 wins and 10 defeats.
To me, the Manchester is in the 9th team in the table, you know.
Well, there's a long way to go for them to fix that one. A reminder of all of the results this weekend in the British Basketball League. Don't forget that Azania and I will be back at 6 p.m. Cheshire Phoenix taking on the Surrey Scorchers. The Scorchers looking to make it 3 wins in a row, but for Manchester Giants, it wasn't to be back-to-back wins this weekend. London have taken the victory. For Azania, I'm Daniel Routledge. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.